G'day guys and welcome to the channel. We are here today. I'm going to go through these Phoenixcolor pencils and have a look at their swatch them and go through all of the pencils with you. So these are 100 colors of China, and they have been created by Phoenixcolor to represent the culture of China. They come in 5 books, and we'll go through each of these books as we go, but there's 5 different books there, so I'm just going to pull it out of this box. They come extremely well packaged. They were all shrink wrapped and all of those kinds of things. I will leave the link down below to where I got it on AliExpress, but I just wanted to show you the the pencils and stuff like that. Okay, so we've got the black one is our overall one. Okay, so it's basically being inclusive of everything, and it's called The Way of Sky and Earth, and how humans are part of that interaction. And it has in here a range of our whites, greys, skin tones, those colours. So generally the colours that are in here are represented on the illustration at the front. Now the illustration at the front is a 3D, well not quite 3D, but you know what I mean, like it's got a cutout and all of those designs. So a lot of thought has gone into the packaging of these pencils. So we've got our first book, which is The Way of Sky and Earth. So that is our first one. So it is all of that. Then our second one is our wood element. Okay, so our nature element. And it is the Asia Dragon, and it's the breath of spring. So in here we have all of our greens. Then we've got the red, which is the red fire, which is the rose finch and the blooming summer. So in here we've got our reds, pinks and some purples. Then we've got our gold earth, which is the white tiger, and it's the essence of autumn. So within here we've got our yellows, oranges, browns, those kinds of colours. And our last book is our Distant Waters, which is the black tortoise, and it's out of winter. So these are more blues and purples and more of our blue-greens. So they are the 5 books. So I'm just going to bring up the first book, and I'll just have I'll go through a few things with you about what these pencils have. So inside here, the set comes with a full swatch card of the different colours, and because it's available in a 50 or 100 set, I have the 100 set, and the 50 set is denoted by the little mark here. And what this actually says is the name of the pencil, and then it goes on and explains where the inspiration come from. So where the inspiration for the colour come from, and how it's represented on the pencil. So if we look at the pencils, so I'll bring up this one actually. On here, this one here is the pencil number. Okay, so this one is actually says black 8, black 6, sorry, I've got to remember my the script. So it says black 6, and the colour of the pencil is greenish black. And so that is on there. And on the top of the pencil, so at the end of the barrel, there is a pattern. And each of these pencils has a different pattern, and the pattern actually represents where the colour inspiration come from. So for this one, it is the five mountains bronze mirror. So it's done from a mirror, and you can see around it there are 5 mountains. So if you look closely, this is the actual script for mountain. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around the mirror, and it is obviously a particular Chinese cultural element. So that is what each of these pencils denote. So still looking at the pencil, it is color. The end is color dipped, so you can't see the end of the pencil. I have gone through and sharpened all of the pencils before I did the swatching, and I used the Dial 133. This is my new little baby, and it worked fantastically in it. I keep my tips quite short, which is good because I am renowned for breaking tips. I am heavy-handed. And when I sharpened them, I only had problems with one pencil, which is, oh, no, I've got to find which one it's in. I thought it was that one, in that one. It is in that one. I was right. Was the cream, and for some reason, even in all my pencil sets, the cream seems to be the one that will break more often than not, and I think it's because there's not much pigment in there, and it must be of, like, with just the filler, it's a little bit softer. So I only lost one in the pencil, and I didn't come across any off-centered cores, and the wood was extremely soft to sharpen. Like, you could feel that it was a good quality wood. So they are some of the information about the pencils. Now, what I have done is I have created a swatch chart. So this swatch chart will be available in the Pencil Hoarders Unite Facebook group. It's where I kind of just post these kinds of things, because I don't actually have my own Facebook group, but I'm an admin in the Pencil Hoarders, so it helps with, just putting it there, and it makes sense because these are all about pencils. So I'm going to zoom in on this swatch chart that I've created and just show you what I've gone ahead and done. So I'm just zooming right in. Okay. So hopefully it will focus in on that. I think it's as focused as it's going to be because it's quite tiny, the imagery that I've done, because I've put it onto an A4. I would, you could print this on an A3 and it would probably be a lot easier to read. So what I've got on here is the 5 books. Okay, so they've been put into the 5 books. I've given the name of the book up the top, and down here I have written the number code. Now you see they're going, I can't read Chinese, neither can I, but I have experience at reading Japanese, and so I'm able to probably manipulate and type in Chinese a little bit easier than some, so I figured I may as well do it. So I've got a little code down here which shows you the kanji for the numbers. So they're like first, second, then third, fourth, fifth, so forth. So you've got that representation there. And then I've got the script for the kanji is here as well. So, well, I call it kanji because it's Japanese. I don't actually know what it's called in Chinese, but the script. So if you look at a pencil, this is here. So if we look over here, this will indicate that it is black. Okay, so it's from the black range. The middle one that you often see on here just means of. Okay, so of. And this number here, this is the actual pencil number. So it's colour and the number. So this one is 6. So it's 6 of black. Okay, so the 6th pencil of black is what is done there. I figured that'd be the easiest way to be able to identify the pencil. So if I look at it here, it's this one here. The 6 of black is what this pencil belongs to. So I have... sorry, excuse me for a moment. So I have gone through and done all of this. Now, in this really, really tiny writing is actually what the pattern is about. So very brief overview of what the pattern is about. Like, I've summarised it to the best of my ability. Some there wasn't an English translation for. It could be because it was a place in China, so therefore that is what it is. But it is there. You probably will need to get a magnifying glass out to read it, or to print it on bigger, but I like to have that information. So that's what I've put there. So as I said before, this one is the 5 Mountains Bronze Mirror. So that is what I've got on the swatch chart. And what I'm going to go through is I'm going to go through and start swatching these. So I'll show you what I'm doing with the swatches. So the first one is White 1, which is bright white. Okay, and over here it says that it is, I've got to bring it closer to me, it is the Divine Bird, is the pattern that is on here. So you can see here that it is a bird pattern and it's the Divine Bird. So when I do swatches, you won't see what I'm doing on the white side, but I will go over it all lightly and get a light layer. Then I come back over here with a medium pressure, and then I will come in here with a heavy pressure so we can get the variation of what the colour looks like. I then have this one here to represent a toned paper. If you print this out in monotone, that will be like a grey. So it'll still give you an idea of what it would look like on toned paper. So you can work out whether the pencil is opaque or transparent. And then I've got a black swatch. So we can put the white there and see what it would look like on black. Just to give an indication, like I said, of the opacity of the pencil. So if we go through, I'll do a couple and then I'm going to speed up these swatches. So this is White 4, Lunar White. So nice light layer, then a medium pressure, and then I will come in and do a heavier layer. Here, straight up you can feel that these feel like an oil-based pencil, which most of the pencils coming from China are more to the oil-based. So they're much more of a layering pencil. And we've got that. And then we'll go into one that you might actually be able to see a little bit better, which is Blue 7, which is Drifting Clouds. And you can kind of see the representation of that in the pattern. So we've got a light layer. Medium layer, and then I will come in and do a number of layers to get the intensity of the colour that we can get from this, what it looks like on a toned paper, and then what it looks like on black. So I'm going to go through and I'll speed this up and swatch all of these, and then I will come back to you and we'll do a little bit more testing with these pencils. Okay, so we are back from doing the swatches. I realised halfway through this, well, into this one, that I didn't have my light on, so you probably weren't getting a good look at the colours, which is always good. It was, you know, it happens. And then I had to go answer the door, and I paused the video, and then I forgot to unpause it. So you missed me swatching a bit of this and a little bit of this one. However, you can see the colours here, and I have done them. What you would have seen is that I didn't break a single tip. Now, we all know me. That is genuinely something that happens quite often. And also that what else didn't happen that normally happens with me? Oh, there was no crumbling. That was the other one. So I didn't have any pencil crumbles or anything else like that appear. Now, I want to tell you about the paper that I'm doing it on. It is a 300 GSM cartridge paper, so it's a thick cardstock designed for, you know, art, colouring, or coloured pencil work and all of that. So it is a good quality paper. I can't tell you the exact paper because it comes from my work, but it is, you know, what they use in the art department there. So we're going to get in and have a look at a few things. So I'm going to zoom in, and there's a few things that we can try and also have a look at whilst we're doing these swatches. So the first thing is the opacity of the white, and we can kind of see there that it's not very high. So if I bring out the polychromos, so there is the white there, and there is the white from the polychromos, which is, they're both quite a transparent white, which is common with an oil-based pencil as well. Not always the case, but we don't have the most opaque white. And then if I look at the Prismacolor, you can see the opacity there compared to the white. So that's just one thing for you. And then if we look at the black, so if we look at the black of the Prismacolor, so this is the black there, and we've got the jet black here. Again, Prismacolor, when it comes to that solid block colour, kind of usually always wins out, but I'll bring out the polychromos just so people can have a look. There is the black there. I would put the black of the Phoenixcolor at more opacity than the black of the polychromos. So there's just a couple of examples there in comparison to other pencil sets. Now we're going to do some blending and layering. So what I tend to do with this one is a yellow and a blue, and see if I can make a nice green between them. So I'm just going to come in, and I work in light layers for this because it's about, can I layer it up and create something from the layering process. So it's usually a bit of a time-consuming one, but it does show whether these pencils will layer, blend, however you want to put it together, to transform into another colour. And you can see that that is occurring. And it also gives an idea of how much we can layer before it stops taking coloured the pencil. So we're up to about 8 layers now, I think. And what I'm looking for is when it feels like I'm not able to put any more colour down, and it's getting to that point now that I don't think it's making any difference. So it was about 14. And 16. So we've got a sufficient amount of layers there. So there's about 16 layers there, and I could have gone more, yes, but I've got a beautiful blend between the two colours there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in with the Caran d'Ache blender, and we'll just run that across to see how that works. So we've got movement of pigment through there. And then I'll bring in the Prisma White. Again, just to see how it looks by using two different methods that we can use to mix a pencil together, or to blend a pencil together. So there we go. We've got those two for those people that are interested in seeing how that works. Okay, let's go on to solubility. So with solubility, we're going to look at, I'm just going to do, first one is going to be with like a solvent. So I'm going to do a couple of layers of, I've got some purples here. So and with these purples, I need to show you how they sharpen. That's why I had them out. These are the only two I didn't sharpen. So I've got the Dull 133 here. So I've put it in. You can see that it moves incredibly easy and then releases when it is done. So having no resistance with the wood, and it goes to the tip that I like. So what I might do is, that was nice that we've got a light colour, but I'm going to put in the blue down this end. So we've got a bit of a layering effect going on. And as I'm doing these layers, there's a little bit more crumbling occurring. I must admit, I'm not being as light as normal because I'm not trying to layer it with light layers. I'm going to come in with a solvent and layer that way. So I'm probably not being as gentle as I have been with the rest of it. Okay, so let's have a go at seeing how it goes with some solvent. Just going to get out a blender pen, if I could find one in here. Oh my gosh, I have like my little collection. It's like, which one is the one I'm looking for? There we go, there's one. Alright. Okay, so this is just a Derwent blender. It's just got a solvent in it. Let's see how it handles being used with a liquid solvent. You can see that it picked up a little bit of the pigment as it was blending it. And then I'm just going to come in with a really thick layer of the red, and we're going to see its water solubility. If anything's going to travel, it's going to be red. Red pigment is notorious for that travelling. We should get probably some basic travelling anyway, because of just the amount of pigment that is down there. But whether it's fully soluble. So there is quite a lot of movement with that pencil. So that's something to be aware of. Okay. Alright, so there are a few of the, you know, things that people are looking to know about when we do a colouring. So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to pick some random colours, and we're going to quickly, I'm going to zoom in just that tad bit more. Okay, we'll do, I'm not going to do anything too spectacular. Alright. And then, that's a good one. But they feel incredibly smooth. There is no scratchiness, so when I was doing the swatching, I didn't discover any scratchiness from the pencils. And let's get the black out. And the black's going over the where I've coloured quite easily. Let's have a look at how a bit of gel pen goes on it. This is just the Uniball Signo. Okay, it's going on that just fine. I'm going to do a little purple one over here. I have been asked to colour in a book using this, which I will do. If there's any particular book or paper you want to see this worked on, just let me know. But I figured for just this first impressions, it would be, hold on, the camera's having a moment. Okay, I will just do some quick colouring on this paper. So I've got a few images, and yeah, just let me know if there's any particular image straight off the bat that, or paper or book that you would like it coloured in. Otherwise I'll probably pick like a Joanna or Basford or something like that. So you can see there I'm able to transition through the colours quite easily. Pencils putting back into place. There's that black again. And white gel pen. Give it a little bit of shine. Okay. And we'll come down to this little phoenix image that I have and have a play with that. So I'm going to come in with the honey. I'm just going to run that in here. I'm going to come in with the yellow moon. So doing this, we'll kind of see how, like, all of these are just about how the colours kind of work and blend with each other. Okay, I'm going to come in with saffron. Go back over that with that yellow moon. Okay, then I'm going to come in with a red, which is, which one have I got here? Red 2, Scarlet. Back in with that orange, that saffron. Kind of bring it over some of that red. And back in with the scarlet. And I'm going to come in with, what colour do I want here? Sandalwood. I'm just going to see how we go. Just layering a little bit of detailing over these once we've already got some layers down. going to come in with the black. So I'm not going to use the black, I'm going to, the jet black, I'm just going to use the off black. So put in that. Need to find that. And there we go with just a quick little colouring. So I'm going to bring it back out. Okay. Is it all in? No, not quite. One more. Okay. And let's just make sure it's focused. Always got to sit there and wait for it to... Yeah, okay, cool. So that is all of the... I think I've covered everything. Probably not. I probably missed something, but I try to make these... when I do a swatch, I try to make it as thorough as I can. Remembering, like I said, I will put this into the Facebook group so that you can have access the blank chart if you have these pencils, or fall down the rabbit hole and get these pencils. What's really nice is they are so beautifully pretty to look at, but they seem to work really nicely as well. And I'm you know, I wouldn't imagine them putting in so much effort with the design of the pencils and the effort talking about the culture and all of those things without giving a good quality pencil. I couldn't find any information on it about light fastness or any of that kind of stuff, and that's okay. I you know, that's fine. But yeah, I'm not disappointed that I have them. Am I going to buy a second set? Probably. So probably in a month or so, I'll probably, you know, once I've built up my little kitty from my last, you know, after my last thing and come back from holiday and stuff, I probably will get myself a second set. Simply because they're too pretty not to have them. And I want to use them so that you guys know how they work, but also want a pretty set. So yeah, so I probably will in fact do that. And just because I have problems, but that's okay. In fact, while I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm like, I want to finish making this look pretty. So whether you can check out now, but I'm going to have a little bit of a play with just these over here. And I'm just going to antique up the wood a little bit. So I'm going to come in with tea, because I just want to, you know, they're pretty, and I want to kind of think about how I can make it look like a pretty swatch, because this will eventually go into, like, you know, I'm putting together my own little swatch book as I create these swatch charts. So I'm like, let's make it pretty at the same time. So I'm going to make this look like, you know, an old tea scroll, or old Chinese scroll. While I'm doing this, if you're watching, that's awesome. If not, you might not be watching me colour, but you can look at all of the pretty swatches. You can see with this, we've got a fairly good range. We've definitely got a lot of greens and a lot of blues. I love the fact that there is actually some true reds in here. I don't think, you know, probably could do with a few more greys if you wanted to get super technical about it, but in reality I don't think it's too bad of a colour range. Coming in with pastel yellow. And hopefully by me just playing with this, kind of gets you to see how they're working. I'm using a few more colours. So this is basically a cream. going to come back in with that tea colour. Blend up into that cream just a little bit. Yeah, so probably looking at these, I would be maybe the greys and the browns. Not that there's not enough, but for 100 set, I think it's fairly well rounded. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with agar wood. Edges. A bit more down in the corners. So there's that one. And let's make this gold. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to come in with honey. So let's make these some gold tablets. I'm just putting a light layer of this down. Alright, we got honey. Then I'm going to come in with gold. Let's go with gold. The one that says gold. Bring that in. Am I disappointed I've bought these pencils? Not at all. I wouldn't have been, like I said, I bought them not even caring if they could colour nicely or be used nicely. But to find out that they work very well is a bonus. Okay, let's go in with red gold. Red gold, and then we might go in with dim red. then I've just come in with sandalwood right in the depths of these ones. So, now I'm going to come back over with that gold. I'm going to go over it all. Going by these, they're going to be a good, you can layer and you can do a little bit of smushing. So, which is kind of nice. Okay, so I'm just going to come over with that cream colour, which is the light yellow, pastel yellow, what's it called? Pastel yellow. And then between the two colours, I'm just going to come in with that black. Two boxes, I mean. There we go. How's that? Alright. Have I played enough? Maybe, maybe not. Let's come in with some white. Just to blend out that highlight area. I need to stop, basically. So say, stop, Tammy, stop. Stop playing. Okay. I just wanted to make my chart look all pretty. Okay. So I'm going to stop there, I promise. Yeah, so let me know if what particular book you'd like me to colour in with it. Anything else that you would like me to test. I'm not sure. Anything else you'd like to know. And thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, and this has brought you in, please think about subscribing. Like the video if you've enjoyed my swatching. Well, you know, my first impressions kind of it. And yeah, that'd be great. Leave a comment, all of that good stuff. As always, remember, be kind, be strong, and be a warrior. And I'll see you later. Bye.